They don't explain it.
No.
There's so many plot holes, inconsistencies, unanswered questions, and just nonsense.
Yeah.
Just straight up nonsense. I mean, I wish I could tell you what's going on with this so bad. It makes no sense at all. It ain't the controversy. No. It ain't you being a woman. It ain't Harry Styles. It ain't none of that shit. It's your script, and it's rotten at the end because you don't explain anything. Double Toasted live in Las Vegas is coming up very soon, and tickets are selling fast. So get your tickets now by going to x1entertainment.com/double-toasted and join us for a night of comedy, music, games, and our after party. And we'll see you there soon. So, I'm going to talk about Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, of course.
Or, depending on who you ask, on worry very much about this. But the thing is, if you were to look up anything about this movie to see what it's about, you'd find out that it's about Harry Styles spitting on Chris Pine. Which, by the way, I'm gonna watch this and come back and apologize to you. I'm glad we're talking about this movie so I get a chance to redeem myself. I was so naive and stupid talking about this. I made a video talking about, oh, he didn't do that. Y'all just being messy. Y'all trying to start stuff. I watched this. I was like, oh, you goddamn right he did it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He made the lips patooey.
No, and he came in spitting sunflower seeds on him or something.
Yeah, something,
Did you see?
He was chewing something.
Because Chris Pine was like, you mother, man, you're really? Like, he's like, all right, okay. Like they probably fought after this.
Yeah.
Like if you look closely, he came in like, and Chris Pine is like, what the?
Just exasperated.
Yeah. Okay. And you're like, all right, okay. All right, that's so many times I was gonna whoop your ass on set and I didn't do it. And now you wanna come in spitting sunflower seeds on people. All right, cool. Yeah, people, I did a video talking about how that never happened. I might take that video down because after watching this, I'm so sorry about talking about y'all out there. Y'all ain't messy, I'm just stupid. Thing is, I didn't have this video up and I didn't see it that close. Yeah, he did that shit. I mean, the thing is, I didn't look that close at Chris Pine's reaction. When I saw that, and Chris Pine says it all. I mean, he's like, if
the exasperation, just like, what?
If people weren't watching, I'd beat the shit out of you right now. It's like he spit gum on him or something.
Yeah. Well, so he went, like that.
Like, wow. Man. Harry got no style.
No, he doesn't look at him.
I mean, that one big ass collar coming out of there.
Like the penguin.
But yes, the movie would be about Harry Styles spitting on Chris Pine, then about how Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles make out all the time.
She was wilding out.
She was wild, yeah.
Yeah, she was.
With style.
It's too perfect.
It writes itself, people. Oh, this movie sounds so great. Oh, and all that making out between Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles, it pisses off Florence Pugh so much, she's in the movie, that she goes and has a lot of on-screen controversial sex with Harry Styles. And for a while, I thought that's what the movie was about.
Sure.
I thought that was a story because no one was talking about the actual movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait.
Oh, you left out Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, that's right.
Jason Sudeikis?
Oh, well, oh, man. I don't want to spoil things. I mean, I want to leave something for people to see in the movie. Yeah, man. I thought that was all, and I thought that was the movie right there because you hardly heard anything about the film. But also, to be fair, you didn't hear anything about the movie because apparently there's a lot of mystery in the films and there's twists and turns that we don't want people to know about. But thing is, needless to say, there was a lot of controversy. Where am I, Sean Connery or something? A lot of controversy with this movie. There was a lot of controversy with this film right here. And, and that's the thing about this. No one was talking about the movie because it was all overshadowed by the drama that was going on. Everybody loves drama, especially when famous actors and pop stars are involved. I included. I'm guilty. of the same thing I'm criticizing y'all about. I love mess. I love seeing drama. I love hearing about drama behind the scenes with these people. Shit, if I was on the set, I would have been starting shit with people. You gonna let that bitch talk to you like that? Really? Oh, you gonna let him spit season you like that? I don't know about you. I'll be whooping his ass right now. I would start off. You would hear more. It would be fights and pulling hair, and earrings being pulled out. I would have started all kind of shit on this set. But one thing I can honestly say is that when I'm watching the movie, none of that stuff matters. I come in to see the film and judge and I want to judge the movie by the final product that it is. I seriously leave all that baggage out. I'll read about it, watch it on TMZ and whatnot, and I'll enjoy it. I ain't no better than anybody else. But I went into this movie and it didn't even cross my mind when I was watching it. I mean, of course I know about it, but I wasn't watching it at all thinking about any of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
same.
So, as I said, the final product speaks for itself. So, how is the final product for this? Did all that smooching and spitting, did it help the movie? Or did it hurt it, like a lot of people are saying? Or is it just a film that stands on its own? Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Don't Worry, Darling.
Thank you for your loyalty.
What are we doing?
Changing the world.
They're lying about everything.
I don't really look at reviews before I do mine. I don't want to be influenced by anything, and I don't think I will be. But I just kind of like to go in cold. I don't want to hear what anybody else is saying, which is why I don't even discuss with you or hang out after a movie or anything. But I did, while I was looking up things for this movie, first of all, I already heard that there's tons of bad reviews for this. And just going to the page to just get some things, like looking up cast members and whatnot, I already saw that this has like a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, with that said, there's actually a lot about this movie that I like. A lot of things I like about this movie, man. I have to admit that, a lot of things that people probably were criticizing this movie for didn't appeal to me. But I also have to admit something else, which kind of shows me, again, having sort of a bias for this movie. Thing is, I love the art direction and the set design for this.
Yeah.
This whole thing has let's see if I can find something real nice for you. I mean, you can see right here some of these shots. This whole thing has a mid-century modern theme to it. The housing and the furniture. Thing is, if they just filmed a catalog of cool furniture and cool houses, put some nice music to it, I'd watch that for 2 hours.
Sure.
So, because I just love that kind of thing. You see how my wife and I have decorated the house.
For sure.
So this is something that just appeals to me just from a visual standpoint. And that's another thing. I just kind of like, something that has a Technicolor feel to it. Even the most mundane things. The use of color in this movie is great. But the other thing is that I do think Olivia Wilde is a great director, man. And I do think she's great with actors. I heard a lot of people criticizing the movie in some of that area. And it's interesting because it's almost like like the actors that she has, some of the actors that she has in this, it's almost like she's going against type, getting some of the people that she has in here. Because she has some actors who are known for comedy, like Nick Kroll.
Yeah.
And Timothy Simons, I think is that guy's name, which these guys have been known for doing funny stuff. And they play straight here. And actually, for the little bit that they have, they don't have a whole lot in the movie. They're actually pretty good. She knows how to build up uncomfortable scenes in this movie. I don't know, because we were talking about the movie before. I don't know how you feel about some of these things, but she, there's a lot of very uncomfortable, tense moments, and within a short amount of time, they get more intense.
She sets up tense moments. The problem is that they don't do a good job of developing a lot of the characters. Like, okay, here's a tense moment between these two, especially between Florence Pugh and Chris Pine, who I think are the best actors in the film. Yeah. It's just that because there is so much mystery surrounding about what's actually happening, and they don't really delve into that until far too late, in my opinion. That's like, okay, well, why are we doing this? Unless you're going to have something that's going to be revealed. Now everything makes sense.
Well, I didn't really have that problem. I liked everybody in the movie. I enjoyed everyone. I'm just going to show a clip right here too, where it's because she works so well with the actors. Like, I didn't really have a problem with their characters. Again, she'll take a scene, and she will actually start out with it being very uncomfortable, and she knows how to build that suspense. I think you talking about people who go from comedy and whatnot to making horror movies. This is not really a horror movie, I can tell you that. But judging by this scene I'm about to show you, where this is a scene at a dinner table where Florence Pugh just decides to just start unraveling and telling some secrets and trying to call people out. From this scene alone, I'd say she would make a great horror director at some point.
And we all honeymooned in Sea Island, or the Poconos, or Niagara Falls.
I think those are popular honeymoon destinations.
Expensive.
Beautiful.
This bitch don't shut up. She was like, damn, she had to get into the wine before we start this meeting or this dinner right here. This is just a dinner scene, but as it goes along, it really does have some elements of like, what are these? Just imagine these people turn on each other later on in the night or whatever. It kind of has feelings of a dark, dramatic horror movie like that. Although it's not really that much of a horror film. And a lot of these things happen because of Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh, her back must hurt because she's carrying this movie, most of it. And I'm not saying that she's carrying this movie because everyone is bad. She's just that good. Whatever they throw at her, she catches it, man, and she does awesome at it. I will have one complaint about, and I want to ask you about this, Chris, and see if you saw this. I do have one complaint about Olivia Wilde's direction here. And I'll see if I can, because I saw a still that would show it, and I didn't even think they showed this. But there was one scene. Let me see if I can find it. There's one scene where they're at a club. You remember this?
Yeah.
And everyone's talking, but in the background there's a band playing. That's fine because there's music in the background. But there's one dude. This is a black dude up there. He's singing.
Oh, okay.
And you don't hear shit come out his mouth. And he's up there like. And I was like, ain't nothing coming out that man's mouth, and he's distracting from everybody talking right here.
Sure. I mean, that scene, it felt weird because it was like, oh, we got to give, even though it's Florence Pugh's scene and revelations are happening, we got to give something for Harry Styles to do. So let's have him dance. And I'm like, why is that? And that I found distracting. I didn't notice that guy.
Oh, that guy right there, man. Now that I mentioned that dude. Anytime somebody watches that movie, you're gonna see that guy just in the background. And it's funny because he's really not singing. I know what they did. They told him they just told him to move his mouth.
Yeah.
Like they do extras in a movie when they're having conversation.
Sure.
So, but when people are talking, that seems natural. When there's a dude back there, it's like, God damn, man.
Yeah, no.
Nobody saw that. Nobody fixed that. Now that's the only complaint I have about her direction right there. People are talking about Harry Styles in this movie, man. Because I've heard people talk about, anywhere from he's just not very compelling or not a strong on-screen personality to he sucks. And I mean, I just want to leave that boy alone because he's, to me he was fine. Now look, he ain't on the level of Florence Pugh, but he also didn't give him much to do. You know what I mean? But for what he had. Let's be fair. For what he had, I felt like he held his own. Especially for someone who's not originally an actor. I don't know. Maybe he was doing plays and shit before he became a pop star. I don't know. But I just, all the Harry Styles hate, now he shouldn't be spitting on people and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time, it didn't help. It had no bearing on me when I saw the movie. I thought he was fine.
He's fine. He's been okay in everything I've pretty much seen him, whether it be Dunkirk or even the small appearance he had in Eternals. Like, he's fine. Like, he hasn't gotten any material where he really stretches himself. When he does get like a dramatic scene, I mean, his excuse is just scream really loud and say, I'm like, okay, it's not a lot there. And there's an interesting thing about him later on in the movie. I'm like, oh, let's play into that, and they don't.
Yeah.
I thought that had potential, but they chose not to go down.
Part of the hate towards him is, like you said, he's fine, but Florence Pugh is overshadowing everyone.
Yeah.
But also, he's the lead in the upcoming movie, The Policeman, which I guess people may have seen at TIFF or something, and they're saying he's not doing his job in that movie.
Yeah.
And the criticism I'm reading is they shouldn't be bumping him up to a leading man. Him just getting into it, and his skill and is not there yet.
Well, see, I haven't read that. I haven't seen him in this movie, but when I saw him here, it was like, I'll judge him when I see him in something else. And and believe me, I'll talk shit about somebody. But watching him here, I was just like, he's like I said, he's not given a lot to do. He's given about as much to do as all the other people in the movie. Yeah, and like I said, no one is carrying this movie like Florence Pugh. So I just think the hate for him here. Say now, if you watch that other movie and you it's carrying on into this, I can't tell you nothing. You saw what I didn't. But for me, just seeing this right here, it just seemed like some unnecessary hate going on.
He's not awful. I think he's just okay. I think the problem that all these characters suffer from, and speaking of leading men, like Chris Pine, I think is of the male.
Because I'm gonna get in a discussion with you. Because
okay.
I'm not trying to hold you back on purpose.
Yeah, I
want to reveal a lot yet because I was gonna say because I like a lot about this movie.
Right.
I love a lot about this movie. Now you heard him talk about it. You heard me talk about anything, but the script, which is your backbone for a movie. The reason Olivia Wilde's in the pit talking about people hating on me because I'm a woman or the controversy has hurt this movie. No, babe, that ain't it. It's his script. That script is at the end. They got a twist and it's terrible. Shit, I would have called M. Night Shyamalan if I was you for that shit because it is, and this is where we should get into this discussion now because he called me this morning or texted me earlier and he said this don't make no damn sense.
Oh wow!
And I was like, that's my exact words.
As soon as the twist happens, what you predict? You can predict pretty early on. Honestly, you could because this is set in this idyllic 1950s thing, and I'm like. Is this though? As soon as I saw this idyllic 1950s and there's a black person, this community.
Like early on, I don't know, somebody who saw it at a film festival, they were like, "Oh man, that twist! It did not really back then." I was like, I could tell that from the trailer.
Yeah, it's so obvious. It's so obvious what it is. But the thing is, they haven't. It's not until 90 minutes, like, oh, there it is. I'm like, yeah, we all knew that. It still doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
So.
You mean tell me that this is a 1950s neighborhood and there's a black woman there ain't running her ass out?
Yeah.
They're friends with her?
They ain't burning crosses and putting and burning the N-word into her grass?
And she's in the back, though. They are in the back.
Yeah. No, that's one thing the movie does. They try, a lot of people of color, they hang in the back.
Yeah, there's just certain things with the hairstyles and stuff I see going on. I go like, it's 50s inspired, but it's not 50s.
Everything was working fine for me. Everything was cool. I wasn't questioning a whole lot except the things they wanted me to question. In me talking about how this twist was bad and everything, that was not the case at the beginning. I think it sets up his mystery pretty well. And actually, I think it kind of is cool the way they kind of drop hints throughout the movie, whether it's like just a little something unsettling or it's something that's kind of major going on and you're like, all right, this is and she's like, and this is what happens when you let black people in the neighborhood.
That's not how mirrors work, silly. What are you doing?
Yeah, man.
Well, can I just say, the thing is, so you didn't mind the setup so much. My issue with it is that it's so much of this movie is setup. It's an hour. This movie's 2 hours long.
Oh, okay.
And it's an hour and a half of setup. And then the next 2 acts are done within 30 minutes.
Oh.
Really. And they're really rushed. Especially the third act. It's 10 minutes. And the fact that they're just rushing through everything. And then at the same time, when they finally reveal what's going on, it still feels like there's scenes missing in the movie.
For about...
Because it's repetitive.
About 30, 40 minutes, I'm with it. And I'm just kind of like, I like that they keep dropping these little disturbing images and having me wonder what's going on. But then these damn ballerina dancers keep coming in.
Yeah, I know.
And they keep teasing all the, it's for a while it's okay. It's fine. I like I said, I found all of it pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. Then you keep going back to some of these images which worked in the beginning, maybe.
They're creepy, ominous.
Until you realize this shit ain't leading anywhere.
Yep.
And it's not until somewhere near the end that you realize, like, all right, they'll introduce something. They'll every now and then when you start feeling like, all right, you know what, this is getting old, then they'll bring in another little creepy clue. They'll do something a little disturbing, and they'll get you back in, but after that, we were right back in the same cycle.
It's like they forget about the things they introduced, like the clues and little visuals, like, oh, what does this mean?
When they were doing that, I was just saying, can we just move this a little faster? Because I went from kind of loving this Now I'm just liking it because we're doing the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, that's it. That's
and now I'm starting to get a little. I'm not gonna say bored, but I'm getting a little bit impatient.
I'm getting bored or impatient, whichever word.
I was impatient. I wasn't bored because, like I said, I was probably more into the style of the movie than you were.
Sure, no.
But I was getting a little impatient. I was like, you need to hear the hell.
I like the style a lot, and I think Florence Pugh, she's the strongest actor because she's given the most to do. But even she was repeating the same things. It's not her fault. It's what she's being told.
And I'm gonna tell you something about her. She's the strongest actor in it.
Yeah.
But she was getting on my goddamn nerves. And I'll tell you why. If you know something is wrong, and you know everybody's kind of in on it, and you know everybody's bought into it,
Right.
and that's when you pull people aside and you say, hey, look, man, just keep this between me and you. This just ain't it. You don't go to have a dinner party and being like in front of everybody, this my line. You don't do that.
Yeah.
It's a cliche where I'm going to confront the possible villain in view of all of my friends who will definitely support me. And it's like it doesn't go.
And I was like, I said, you don't do this way. Like they told her not to go someplace, and she went, and I understand why. But then she went and told everybody, you know that shit they told me not to go to? I went over there, and guess what I found? Everybody's kind of like, man, we like it here.
Yeah, whoa.
Just shut the don't bring your craziness over here. I was like, and people tell her over and over again, like, hey, you're crazy. You're sick. Or, you better shut the up or somebody gonna kill you.
A lot of that.
And she still keeps going, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved her performance in the movie, but the character was frustrating me. I was like, you're making some dumb decisions.
It's the writing.
Well, she was doing that. I said this movie had a lot of tension in it, but she was, to have her, running her mouth when anybody would know better than to do that, people would start looking for it out on their own. People would start, questioning the right person, seeing who's like maybe thinking like they do. Or just shut the and just sit back and enjoy yourself. I don't know, but you don't sit up there and start running your mouth like that. But they had to do that because they want to create more tension.
Yeah.
And at that point,
drama.
Yeah, and create drama and at that point it becomes false. I'm riding with it. I'm cool. And then that twist comes. And that twist, when it happens, it just don't make no sense.
Everything falls apart.
Everything. I got the twist. It ain't that I'm stupid. I got it. It's just that it don't make no damn sense. There's so many questions for this twist that they have. And the thing that's frustrating about a movie that has twists, that when you tell somebody it doesn't make any sense, you start feeling like Florence Pugh. Because people are like, well, why don't it make sense? Maybe you stupid. I can't.
That stupid guy. I know what I said.
I know what I saw, okay? I know what's happening. I see things that y'all haven't seen yet. I know what's going on. But I can't tell you because it's a twist. I'm going to spoil it for people if I even give an inkling of what's bothering me with that twist. But I will tell you this, it's a tired twist.
Yes.
When you see it, you're going to be like, oh, this again?
Yeah.
Not that, but this again?
Yes. I've seen this for 20 years.
I thought we were done with this. And And the thing that what bothers me with that is if you're gonna do this kind of twist, I've seen this kind of twist done before. I've seen this kind of twist done before. I've seen this kind of twist on Black Mirror.
Sure.
And I've seen it done on Black Mirror in 45 minutes where they explained everything that has me having questions right here.
Right. Then okay, the Black Mirror comparison has come up a lot.
Oh, it has?
I can see that. Yeah.
Then maybe I just spoiled a little something for you.
I see another. There's another comparison, but I'm not going to make it. But it's from a popular film franchise. That's all I'll say.
They have a better movie here. They have it. Again, it's me. It's
a good idea.
It's me. What I would have done if I had wrote the script, or if somebody gave me the script, I would have said, "You should punch this up over here." I feel like there's a message about controlling women's bodies. Perfect message to have today with all this abortion stuff going on, people wanting to take women's rights away. Man, they fucked up here. This is a movie pretty much about women. I hesitate to say being taken back.
Being subjugated.
Well, they just.
That's what I would say. Being subjugated and.
Well, it's at a point where these women the reason why this is a 50s type setting is because you get the feeling that this is because this is where women knew their place. Now, in the movie, all the men are working, and they're going to work at some place, and that's part of the mystery. We don't know where the hell they're going every day. But all the women are left at home wearing their dresses, their high heels, and their pearls, looking like leaving the goddamn beaver, and they clean up the house, having dinner ready when that man gets home.
The drinking hand.
Yeah, yep. How's that show? You do that well.
Drinking hand.
Wow. I'd marry you, man. You do that well. But it's a missed opportunity because the movie doesn't take advantage of that. That's almost, if they present it, it's a big theme that it looks like that is obviously there, but it is not the main focus of the story. And if it was, everything I'm saying doesn't make sense would have made perfect sense.
Oh, I thought that was the main focus.
No, Mark. Hey, that's the twist.
Yeah,
it's not what you think it is.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is, they could have had time to explore all that, but there's not enough time in the movie then because you spent so much time building it up. Yes, but then the next 2 acts are about a half hour.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, I would love to.
Sure.
Maybe
That's the biggest problems with the movie is everything with the twist and then afterwards, because then everything falls apart.
Yeah, I mean, really, there's no logic to what they're doing right here. Once you first of all, it's contrived, the twist. If you're gonna do it, fine. There's people who've done contrived twists before, and it worked because they had a great idea for it and explained it. If you're gonna do it, at least explain it. They don't explain it.
No.
There's so many plot holes, inconsistencies, unanswered questions, and just nonsense.
Yeah.
Just straight up nonsense. I mean, I wish I could tell you what's going on with this so bad. It makes no sense at all. It ain't the controversy. No. It ain't you being a woman. It ain't Harry Styles. It ain't none of that shit. It's your script, and it's rotten at the end because you don't explain anything. Now, that having been said, maybe this is one of those movies that went over my head, and 2 years from now I'd be like, oh shit, you mean you just had to watch it 20 more times to figure out what was happening? Oh, all the clues were there. I just had to decipher the whole time. Maybe it will, and maybe it'll be a better movie than me. I admit, I could be missing some things. I totally admit, I will change my mind when the time comes. But if y'all want to know what it is, I'll wait till after the show to spoil it for you. That way y'all don't have to be around, because I want to talk about this so bad.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, there's a lot of things to dissect with this, and still be puzzled and confused by. And when you spend all this time building this mystery, which you already kind of figured out on your own, most people will do that. I feel like, from the trailers you will. And when you get to that twist, you'll just start questioning everything. This doesn't make sense. Why is this here? What was the point of this entire scene? All these scenes, and then you're like, you spent all that time building this up, literally an hour and a half. And then it's like, well, then you should have just gotten to it quicker then. You could have done more crazy, interesting things. And one thing that I will say, I'm not going to spoil what the big twist is, but there's a profound misunderstanding of a certain medium in this movie and how that medium works. Oh. And it's like, I can tell it was written by someone just like, oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah, sure, just put that in there and that'll be fine. And it's like, you don't understand how this thing functions. Because if you did, then you'd be like, "Oh no, we have to address this right now." And so it's just it's a rough watch. It's a very rough watch. I feel like I wasted my time.
Damn.
First of all, I agree with you with Chris Pine. Chris Pine is very good in the movie. Chris Pine is such a charismatic guy, man.
I want to see him more stuff too.
You can see why he was chosen to play Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Because he looks like thing in the galaxy. He's so smooth and whatnot. He's very good in the movie, man. I will. Y'all stick around. I'll spoil this. But the frustrating thing for me is the reason why the twist would even remotely work for me is because I didn't think it was that predictable.
Right.
Like the first thing I thought of about this movie, it takes me back to. I'll tell you, it takes me back to M. Night Shyamalan's The Village.
Right.
Where the first thing I thought of, I said, well, it can't be that because I'm not the kind of person to predict anything, all right? So if I do, then you, because I'm not that bright. But I thought what this might be, and I said, well, that can't be it because that's too simple. And that's exactly what it was. Well, almost exactly, not to a T right there. But as far as now, I don't feel like you did when you say you wasted your time, because I did enjoy a lot about this movie, which is kind of even more frustrating why I did not like the ending, because I loved watching it. I really enjoyed the performances. I already told you, I think everything is strong here production-wise. I think even the script to a certain point is pretty cool. It's only when you get to the end that I feel like it's it falls apart, and that could have easily been fixed if they had actually made that make more sense by incorporating into more of the story. But it's still nothing I would rush out to see. I think there's enough things interesting here to watch to recommend it as a rental. When I say rental, that means when it pops up on, who released this?
Warner Brothers.
So when it's on HBO Max.
Will it be?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? At this point, that's true.
David Zaslav's selling so many licenses off. This might be on some other platform, or won't be found anywhere.
Well, shit, if it's at Redbox or something, I mean, if it's cheap somewhere out there, if it's on, I think it's interesting. I'd say give it a watch. There's some cool things in it. Just know that maybe the ending's not so strong, and for some people it might be. Who knows? I'm speaking for myself. But yeah, I give it a rental, man.
This movie has potential. I feel like they could have gotten really weird with it if they had just hurried up and just got the twist out of the way. It's like, okay, you know what it is, and let's have a lot of fun in this world. Because when you think, again, I won't say it, but when you realize what's actually going on, the level of fun and weird stuff and crazy scenarios that you can concoct in something like this would be like, oh, the possibilities are infinite. And it's like, that's such a lost opportunity. Yeah, it was frustrating to watch. I can't quite give it some old bullshit, but it is the lowest. It is the lowest of rentals for me.
Oh,
there you go.
All right.
Yeah. Let me just say this, and this is what hurts about having to put stuff on Rotten Tomatoes. I can't give it points for the things that worked. I'd have to give it a splat. I have to throw a tomato right at his ass. Because
rotten stinking tomato.
Yeah. During the review, I said that biggest problem is that, well, for one, doesn't make sense, but also it's a little contrived. If you know the twist, I feel most people are gonna be like, wow, that again. So what's going on here is this world that they in, this neighborhood that no one can leave, is virtual reality.
God damn it! The more you guys were talking, I was I'm thinking it's a computer simulation.
It's exactly
I
what it
wouldn't
is.
be surprised if you said it's all a game of Sims.
Oh, but
Kind of is.
Yeah, but here's where it gets dumber. So Harry Styles, the handsome pop singer that you see in the movie, Jack, it turns out, and this is where the incel stuff comes in. So turns out that in real life, he's a loser, man. He's living off his wife. His wife, played by Florence Pugh, who is a doctor. She's a surgeon. So what happens is he's been on the computer the whole time looking at this company, I guess, this business where they say that, they can change your life. You just have to come in and sign a lot of stuff over, and apparently also kill your spouse or at least abduct her and make her unconscious. So what, man? This is where the shit don't make any sense, because he's tired of being a loser and tired of her being the breadwinner. They show something where he knocks her ass out and puts her in the bed and puts her under the machine or the equipment for the virtual reality thing.
Yeah.
And he comes and just gives her water every now and then. I guess he's wiping her ass and feeding her too. But the whole reason why he did that is because that's what I was saying about this movie. Now he feels like the man. Now he feels like he's the breadwinner. Now he comes home to her like having dinner ready, cleaning up, and doing all that shit. Chris Pine, he's introduced as the guy behind it, but they don't even explain what his role is. Like he's giving these motivational speeches. He's telling people how great this world is. Hey guys, isn't this awesome? But you never find out what his role exactly is. You never find out about the company that all these guys are going to work for. I guess they're leaving the machine maybe at night, but also at the end, his wife, who had his back through the whole thing, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes up with a knife and says, "You had this coming," and like stabs him, and he's dead.
Chris Pine?
Chris Pine is dead. Yeah.
Stupid man thing. Now it's my turn. I was like, turn for what?
Turn for what? Yeah.
What do you mean?
So he wasn't an NPC. He's actually somebody in
He's
the
more
game?
like an admin. He's more like
Okay.
I'd come in here, make sure everyone's doing what they should be doing.
Okay.
I don't know if he's supposed to be like Mark Zuckerberg of this, or your boy over Tesla, whatever,
Elon Musk.
But you figure he's some kind of tycoon like that. But shit, they got rid of his ass easy. Now here's the other thing that don't make sense with this. Florence Pugh learns that this is a virtual reality world because she sees a glitch like a plane crashing or something. She goes out in the desert where you're not supposed to. And then that's when everybody starts figuring out, like if you go out to the desert, all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I'm enlightened now. I figured out that something's wrong.
It's the exit to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when she starts freaking out and everything, and she starts freaking out on Harry Styles, he's trying to. He starts telling her, please, this world is cool, baby. Don't make me leave it. Don't make me go. And she's like, you're hurting me. You're squeezing me too hard. She picks up a glass. It's just a glass, and she knocks him, which is enough to kill him apparently. And they say, if you die here, you die out there.
And this is all like the last 10 minutes of the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
So they're just rushing through all of this, all the tropes.
Oh,
Yeah. So no, and I'm thinking nobody thought this out.
yeah.
Like if you die here, nobody. And by the way, how can Harry Styles, if he's a loser, ain't got no job and had to depend on her, where the f- is he getting all this money to pay for this technology?
Right.
Which I'm sure would be
Expensive.
very expensive. And no one notices that there's a nurse, or no, not a
Doctor.
surgeon.
Yeah.
No one notices there's a surgeon missing.
No calls.
No, yeah, like whoever
No
was up for surgery
investigation.
that week,
Right,
no one goes
right.
knocking on the door. And I mean, maybe all this could have been explained, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't explain shit. Not thought through at all.
No.
And by the way, all of this movie, whether it's good or not, hinges on that twist.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the movie is probably shitty for
Sounds
that.
like some.
Yeah.
Chris, I feel like you'd be all right to go ahead and make it some old.
All
bullshit.
right, yeah, go ahead, retroactively. Some old bullshit.
Yeah,
You know you
again,
wanted to.
I want to bad, but I really do love the art direction in this, man. And I do love there's a lot I actually, that's the frustrating thing with this. There's a lot I actually love in this movie, but that ending
script.
doesn't make any shit, it doesn't make any shit sense at all.
No, not at all.
No, I mean, it ruins the
Why does
movie
that
because it all hinges on that.
Yes. Yep. I agree.
You've been teasing that ending through the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like, just you wait. Ooh, shit. When you find out what's really behind this curtain right here, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And then they pull it back and there's a big pile of shit back there.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I didn't expect that. But God damn.